Hello, welcome to One Take Reviews, where I review film and television in just one take, without any script, without any preparation. So, I just saw the movie Under the Shadow, released in 2016, directed and written by Babak Anvari. It's an Iranian film set during the Iran-Iraq conflict during the 80s, set in Tehran, Iran. Now, the setting of this movie really does well in building up tension throughout the whole movie, because at any time a missile could be launched, the alarm could go off, and they already established that right from the first scene where our protagonist Shideg is rejected from university due to a previous political involvement. Right? And you see through the window a missile explode in the city, which is crazy. So you can watch this movie as just as a horror movie. You can do that. You can get your scares. And it's still an enjoyable film. But if you peel off one layer, you see that this movie is really more about the psychological horrors of war and what war can psychologically do to people. So during the conflict, the whole tension in the city rises. Right, you hear rumors, and, and first of all, Shide's husband, Shide, our protagonist's husband, gets drafted, so he has to leave, leaving Shide and her daughter alone. Soon the neighbors leave, and it's just Shide and her daughter, Dorsa, who is played by Arvind Manshadi. Right, it's just two of them alone, and about a quarter way of watching this movie. Now, I thought this movie at first was just gonna be about the the horrors of the Iran-Iraq conflict without any supernatural stuff, But about quarter way, I got the uneasy feeling that it's gonna be more than just about the tension of the missile attacks between Iran and Iraq. And they do it really well in building up this tension that something is wrong, something's gonna happen, because terrible stuff is happening during Shide's dreams, but that's just the dreams. Okay, in real life, in the movie, it's just this uneasiness that you feel, and it's not easy to do this kind of subtle uneasiness. So after the neighbors left is when you really start to see some supernatural stuff. The jinn is revealed that it's basically confirmed by then that they are being haunted by a jinn. But what is this jinn? Well, for me, the jinn is basically, we don't know whether it's imaginary. We don't know whether the two main characters living in the apartment have gone mad and they're just imagining this jinn, or we don't know whether it's real. But anyway, it is a striking symbol of the psychological horrors of war. The jinn preys on Shide's insecurity to protect her daughter during this dangerous time, because the jinn wants to take away the daughter, and the daughter is at one point and said, maybe I'll just follow the jinn. Right. The jinn takes away Dorsa, the daughter's Shide's daughter's doll. The doll is a sign of childhood innocence. The jinn comes when the wind is howling. I don't know, that might be some allusion to when a missile is coming. I might be wrong. The jinn comes through the window, comes through the ceiling, or at least it's implied to come through the ceiling. And our homes are considered as sacred places. So for something terrible to come through, like a jinn or a missile, is a horrifying thought. And I cannot imagine what psychological horrors the people living in such a situation had to go through. And in the end, even though they got back Dorso's doll, turns out the doll's head is still left in the missile bunker, because if you recall, the doll was torn into a few pieces and taped back together, so the doll's head is still in the bunker. And it is implied throughout the movie that it suggested that they were trying to get back the doll, because if they don't get back the doll, the jinn has a hold of the doll, and the jinn can haunt them or connect with them anytime, right? Because they have something personal belonging to them. Because the jinn has something personal belonging to them, so they try to get back the doll. Turns out one piece of the doll is still in the bunker. So I guess the jinn will keep haunting them. And if the jinn is a symbol of the psychological horrors of war, that means even though they have escaped, even though they're driving away from Tehran, the horrors of the war is not going to leave them anytime soon. So that's been my one take review. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. And I hate to give it a 7 out of 10 because I gave the Warcraft movie a 7 out of 10. Yeah. But anyway, I hesitate to give it an 8 out of 10, but this is really, at the end of the day, it's subjective, okay? So I highly suggest you check out this movie. It's definitely not a 6 out of 10 movie, it's at least a 7 out of 10 movie. It's a strong 7 out of 10 for me. Check it out, Under the Shadow. So this has been my one take review. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one take review. Thank you very much.